Hello, aspirants. Welcome to Shikra Academy's new NCERT series on science. This series is designed to cater to the need of aspirants preparing for various examinations conducted by UPSC and other state public service commissions. We will start with basics and will progressively dive into the advanced topics over the course of this series. The first session of the series is on the topic diversity in the living world. Before going further, it is my utmost pleasure to announce the launch of an all-inclusive TSPSC Group 1 batch by Shikra Academy. Similarly, we are launching an all-inclusive foundation batch for TSPSC Group 2. Feel free to reach out to us for further queries and free demo classes. Let's begin. Diversity in plants and animals. We see that plants have a variety of features. They have different stems, they have different leaves, they have different flowers. The stems can be tall, short, or they can be hard, or they can be soft. Leaves, on the other hand, they are different, they differ in shapes and their arrangement on the stem or branches. Flowers, they vary in color, shape, scent, etc. Plants, on the basis of their stems, can be further divided into trees, shrubs, and herbs. Trees are the plants that grow tall. They have a hard, thick, brown, and woody stem. Their branches typically start higher upon the stem and away from the ground. Example is neem tree, mango tree, etc. The other category is shrubs. So shrubs are not as tall as trees. They are often short. Often they have brown woody stems and their branching is close to the ground. So if this is the ground, a shrub's branching starts very close to it, whereas a tree branch is away from the ground. They have hard stems, but the thickness of stems is not as much as of trees, but they are not as thick as in tree. Herbs, on the other hand, are plants with a typically small, they are typically small plants with soft and green stems. Green stems means they can undergo photosynthesis. Example, tomato. Climbers, there are plants with weak stems. They need support to climb and grow. Example, money plant. As you can see, the money plant, the stem is really weak. They're very thin and weak stems. They cannot hold to the weight. The stem cannot hold the weight of the entire plant. So they need a support to climb to that support. to climb above. Similarly, creepers are another category of plants with very weak stems. So they creep along the ground and then hence the name creepers. Example, watermelons or any of them other melons. They have a weak stem and they crawl, they creep on the ground, they take support from the ground itself. Now, we come to diversity in leaves. In a typical leaf, there are veins that carry the nutrition and the produce of the leaves to and fro from the plant body. This pattern of veins is known as venation. Based on the pattern of, based on the way in which veins are arranged, the venation is of two types: reticulate venation and parallel venation. In reticulate venation, there is a net-like pattern of veins on both sides of a thick middle vein. So this is the thick middle vein, also known as midrib, and from this appears a net-like pattern of veins on both sides of the leaf. Examples: reticulate venation is found in mango and neem. In parallel venation, as the name suggests, the veins they run parallel. There is no midrib in parallel venation. The example is banana and grasses. Diversity in roots. Not just stem, not just leaves, plants differ in their root systems as well. So there are typically two kind of root systems that are found in plants. One is tap root system and other is fibrous root. Tap root consists of one main root and small side roots arising from it. So in this figure, we can see this plant over here has one main root and other small secondary roots arising from the main root. Sadabahar plant has a tap root. Example, Sadabahar. Fibrous roots, on the other hand, are bunch of similar sized thin roots. There are thin fiber-like structures, they're fiber-like roots arising from the base of stem. All these roots, they arise from the base of stems. Well, or in the case of taproot, there was a main root and the other roots came out of the taproot, main root. Sadabahar plant has a taproot and its leaves have a reticulate venation. Lemongrass has fibrous roots and its leaves have a parallel venation. Generally, plants with reticulate venation have tap roots. Plant with reticulate venation has tap roots. And on the other hand, the plants with parallel venation have fibrous roots. After diversity in stem, in leaves, venation, and root systems, we now come to diversity in seeds. So let's discuss what is a cotyledon. A cotyledon is a part inside a seed that looks like a small leaf which the developing plant uses as a store for food. Cotyledons are the first parts of the seed to appear above the ground when it begins to grow. So, based on the number of cotyledons, plants can be divided in as dicot seed or monocot. In chickpea seeds, the seed splits in two parts. Each part is called a cotyledon. Plants that have seeds with two cotyledons are called dicotyledons or dicots. On the other hand, maize has a single thin cotyledon. Plants with such seeds are called monocotyledons or monocots. It has been generally observed that dicot plants have reticulate venation and taproot. On the other hand, monocots have parallel venation and fibrous root. After discussing the diversity in plants based on their stem, on their venation, on their root system, and the number of cotyledons they have, we now shift our focus to diversity in animals. Some animals live on land, while some others live on trees. The animals that live on trees are known as arboreal. Birds live on trees, fish live in water. Some animals like frogs, they live both on land and water. So such animals like frogs that live on both land and water are known as amphibians. Now, different animals have different types of movements. Some animals like birds, they can fly. Insects can fly. Fish, they swim. Snakes crawl. Cows walk. They Different animals use different body parts for moving from one place to another. They may use wings, legs, or other parts that help them to move. Now let's discuss plants and animals in different surroundings. We have a fish specimen over here. A fish swims in water with the help of fins. A goat walks on ground with the help of legs. Movement of animals depend upon their surroundings. Fishes live in water, so they have a streamlined body. A streamlined body is a shape that is narrow at the front, thicker in the center, and again it tapers or narrows down in the rear. The goats, they live in grassy lands, grassy areas, so they move with the help of their legs. Fish moves with the help of fins. They have a streamlined body and they move with the help of fins. After animals, we come to plants in different surroundings. Cactus are found in deserts of Rajasthan or in any any hot desert area. So they have thick and fleshy stems. They have thorny leaves and thick fleshy stems. There is very little water available in deserts. A hot desert is typically very hot during the day and very cold at night. Therefore, you will find plants and animals in these areas that can tolerate and survive both hot conditions during the day and colder conditions at night. Fleshy stems of plants found in the desert, these fleshy stems, they can store water and help the plant to tolerate the hot conditions. On the other hand, the deodar trees found in the mountains of Himalayas, they are conical in shape and have flexible branches. That they have conical shape and have flexible branches. Mountains are extremely cold regions. They experience frequent snowfalls. Therefore, in order to survive in such conditions, the trees have the ability to let the snow slide off. Conical shape and sloping branches of deodar trees enable them to do so easily. The branches are flexible as well as sloping. Now let's discuss the adaptations in camel. Camel of the hot deserts has long legs with wide hooves. Long legs and wide hooves help these camels to walk on the sandy desert without sinking into the sand. Camels found in hot deserts have one thumb that helps them to survive during the scarcity of food. Camels store food in the hump, which helps them to survive or to depend on their storage in the times of scarcity of food. Camels excrete small amounts of urine, very little urine. They excrete very little urine. Their dung is dry and they do not sweat. Camels do not sweat. As camels do not lose much water from their bodies, they can survive for many days without drinking water. After the camel from the hot desert, let's discuss the camel from the cold desert area. Cold desert camel. The height and legs of camels of a cold desert are comparatively shorter than those found in the hot deserts. These short legs allow the camel to walk easily on mountainous regions. The camels found in the cold desert have two humps. They have two humps. These two humps shrink in the late winters because in winters there is not much food available in the cold desert and they have to use the food stored in their humps. They store food in their humps. Another adaptation is that they grow long hair from head to their neck region, which help them to survive in the cold weather of the cold desert area. Such camels are found in Ladakh. Ladakh is a cold desert area. The special features. Let's discuss the adaptations. The special features that enable a plant or animal that enables a plant or animal to survive in a particular region is called adaptation. Adaptation, we have seen cactus has fleshy stem, that is an adaptation. It has thorny leaves, that is also an adaptation. The camel has long legs, it is an adaptation. It has humps to store food, this is also an adaptation. Fishes have streamlined body, is an adaptation. Birds also have streamlined body when they fly. That is also an example of adaptation. So, the place where plant and animals live is called their habitat. For example, the habitat for sea turtles is the ocean. Habitat for camel is the hot or cold desert. And the habitat for rhododendron plant is in the mountains. The habitat of plants and animals provides them with food, water, air, shelter, and other needs of the survival. Different, different types of plants and animals may or may not share the same habitat. Habitats can be of two types: terrestrial, that is on land, and aquatic, in water. So that was our discussion on adaptations of plants and animals in various surroundings and various habitats. Now, we know that UPSC and other commissions, state commissions, they tend to ask questions. They have a dedicated line in their syllabus based on focusing on different scientists in India, famous scientists in India, and their contribution. So we will be discussing two such scientists today in this session, and in future sessions we'll be discussing more such scientists. These became these become particularly important because they are given in NCERT. That too in a box. So Janaki Ammal was an Indian botanist. A botanist is a scholar who studies the plants. She dedicated she was dedicated to environmental work and helped to document and preserve India's rich plant biodiversity. She played a key role in the Save Silent Valley movement. The Save Silent Valley movement was against the proposal of a hydroelectric dam across the Kunti River, a tributary of Bharat River in the state of Kerala. The project was ultimately abandoned after years of struggle in 1983, and Silent Valley was declared a national park in 1985. The movement spearheaded the movement was spearheaded by scientists, environmentalists, and local communities, and they were focused on protecting the valley's unique biodiversity and indigenous communities. She was also Janaki Ammal was also the head of Botanical Survey of India. She initiated programs to document the plant diversity in India. So from this discussion, we can say that Save Silent Valley movement of Kerala is of particular importance. The next scientist that we'll be discussing today is Dr. Salim Ali. He was a famous ornithologist who specializes in the study of birds. Dr. Salim Ali traveled across India to observe bird diversity. He prepared a list of birds and documented their travel routes and habitats. He documented their travel routes. He recorded the regions with highest diversity of birds and took measures to conserve the birds. Keoladeo Ghana National Park in Bharatpur, Rajasthan, and Ranganthittu Bird Sanctuary in Mandya, Karnataka are examples of the regions he preserved. He wrote a landmark series of 10 books. His contribution is he wrote 10 books on birds of the Indian subcontinent. And he is known as the Birdman of India. He was awarded Padma Vibhushan in 1976. Padma Vibhushan is India's second highest civilian honor. Dr. Salim Ali Bird Sanctuary is located in Goa and is located near Mondovi River. Sanctuary is located in Goa and is near the river Mandovi. So that's all for today's session. Thank you and have a nice day.